7 things you're doing that is worsening your under eye skin and you're not even realizing it. Hi, I'm Dr. Priyanka Reddy, and in today's video I will be talking about the habits that are causing worsening of the under eye skin by causing premature aging like fine lines and wrinkles, under eye dark circles, and also puffiness under the eyes. So let's get into it. So firstly, before we start, why is under eye area so sensitive and prone to all of these concerns? Mainly because one, the skin on the under eye area is the thinnest as compared to the rest of the face. Number two, it has fewer sebaceous glands or the oil glands, which is why the under eye skin is prone to get dried easily. Number three, it has less fat cushioning as compared to the rest of the face. So with aging, under eyes develop hollows, and those are the areas that can develop the signs of aging first. And next, it has very high concentration of blood vessels, the tiny blood vessels that are very closely situated to the skin as well, because of which the under eye is prone to develop dark circles. You can also see those thin purplish color blood vessels that are appearing on the skin, and the area is also prone for puffiness. So because of all these reasons, the concerns that we don't like very much, like the puffiness, dark circles, wrinkles under the eyes, develop much faster than the rest of the face, which is why you need to take extra care when it comes to the sensitive under eye skin. So let's get into the habits that is worsening your under eye area. Firstly, it's the excess rubbing of the eyes. Now there are various reasons to why people do it. Most commonest and the prevalent is allergies. There are people having atopic dermatitis, asthmas, who are prone to develop itching and sensitivity around the areas like eyes, and you tend to rub the skin around it a lot, because of which you will develop fine lines, wrinkles, and even darkness around the eyes. So what you must be doing is, again, discussing about atopic dermatitis is a very different, vast subject in itself, which will require a different video. But in a nutshell, you must identify the common allergens and try to stay away from the triggers. And pertaining only to the care of the skin around the eyes, use a moisturizer. Do not rub the skin a lot. If you feel the skin is becoming sensitive or itchy, take a very gentle and healing moisturizer, apply it around the eyes, and gently, just very light with minimum pressure, rub the skin around the eyes. But otherwise, do not put lot of pressure and avoid excessive rubbing. So the friction and the pressure that you apply while rubbing will lead to all the changes around the skin as discussed. So staying away from the allergens is very important. Number two, excessive consumption of certain food items like salt. So sodium will cause water retention in the body, and the skin under the eyes, being very thin and lax, tends to retain fluid, leading to the under eye puffiness. So reduce the excess sodium intake, which brings me to my third point: drinking less water and consuming more caffeine. Both of these will cause dehydration in the body, again leading to fluid retention, causing puffiness under the eyes. Number four, screen time. Now the blue light that is being emitted from devices like laptops, phone, TV screens, all of these things will lead to effects on the skin like photo aging, which means the light induced premature aging, which will lead to fine lines and deep set wrinkles. It will also cause pigmentation, and it will also lead to inflammation under the skin, worsening certain inflammatory conditions of the skin. So what you must be doing about it: number one, of course, the obvious, limiting the screen time as much as possible. But if owing to your work, if you have to spend a lot of time on screens, you can put those blue light filters or the guards that comes to safeguard or minimize the blue light exposure to the skin. You can also put the dimmest settings possible. Use a sunscreen that has iron oxide tint in it, which comes with blue light protection label. I am mentioning a few recommendations in the description. You can check them out. And taking frequent breaks from the screen, it's very, very important. It will also help you to minimize the strain on your eyes as well, which again, when you have strain on the eyes, you also tend to rub. The number one cause we've discussed, so you tend to rub the screen, which will again lead to worsening of the condition. So take frequent breaks and give your skin and eyes some break from the screen time. Number five, poor quality sleep and sleeping on one side. So the sleep habits being one is the poor quality of sleep. When you don't sleep properly and you are under a lot of stress, your under eye skin is also facing the wrath of it. And when you sleep on one side, the skin on that one side, it's not just about the under eye skin, but overall that side of the face tends to have lots of skin concerns like premature aging, because of the constant friction and the pressure. It can also lead to worsening of certain inflammatory skin conditions like acne. So try to sleep on your back and not put pressure on one side all the time. It is also again similar to certain habits that you do, like resting your face on a hand, mostly on one side. So all of these things will lead to worsening of skin concerns on that particular side of the face. Number 6, very very important, is makeup. Especially when you're using certain makeup items like kajal, it will lead to worsening of skin conditions like dark circles and fine lines and wrinkles. The reason being, when you apply products like kajal and you're not removing it properly and thoroughly, the black particles from the kajal tends to get deposited under the skin, in the skin under your eyes, and will give the appearance of dark circles. Especially if it's an everyday practice, it is going to lead to prominent darkening of the under eye skin. Number 2, what happens is, if you're applying kajal and you're thorough in removing it, making sure that you don't leave a trace of kajal under the skin, what is going to happen, because of lot of friction and rubbing and pressure that you're putting while removing this kajal, you will end up having premature signs of aging like dry skin, which will lead to fine lines and wrinkling. So you are causing dark circles or premature aging because of practices like applying kajal. And if you do not remove makeup properly around the eyes, it could be mascaras or your kajal, it is again going to lead to all of these side effects. So what you must be doing, try to avoid products that will take a lot of effort to remove. So use liquid liners or use products that are very easy to remove, like in one stroke you must be able to remove these makeup products. And try to minimize the use of these heavy makeup products to some occasions or when it's really important. And the other makeup mistake a lot of people do is to sleep with makeup on, which will worsen the under eye skin. So make sure, minimize the use of makeup, and whenever you use makeup, you make sure that you remove it thoroughly. And if you're not following double cleansing or using micellar water to remove the makeup, I would suggest you get onto that immediately, because if you're trying to remove this hard makeup only with your face wash, it's going to take a lot more effort and pressure. Instead, take a cotton pad, put the micellar water, and then just very gently just dab the skin in that area so the makeup comes off. Do not do excessive rubbing, period. Number 7, excessive sun exposure. So you're not protecting your under eye skin when you're getting exposed to sun, dust and pollution is going to worsen your under eye skin. Apply sunscreen as advised. Use those nice big shades that cover the sensitive under eye skin, especially when you have a long day out in the sun, like when you go on a beach vacation or you're out and about on the whole day. Make sure you wear those big shades, and on days where you have lots of direct sun exposure along with the shades, please put on a wide brim hat. That way, not just your under eye skin, you're also protecting the skin on the entire face and minimizing the chances of pigmentation or the sun damage. So in a nutshell, poor sleep habits, dietary habits like excess salt intake, caffeine intake and less water intake, lots of prolonged screen time, excess unprotected sun exposure, and also frequent rubbing of your eyes. All of these things are causing the unwanted under eye problems, which can be very well managed by slight lifestyle modifications and changes in your habits. And it's always important for you to follow a proper skincare routine. Now, just because you've cut down on these habits and you are treating the under eye skin in a delicate manner, that's not enough to protect it. You have to follow a good skincare routine that has sunscreen, moisturizer, and a good face wash, the 3 most important pillars, followed by certain products based on your skin concerns that will help in treating the skin concerns that you have. I hope this helps. If you have any more questions, put them in the comments. I shall answer them for you. If you found this video informative, do share it with your family and friends and subscribe to my channel.